Hi, Gordon. What are we talking about today?
Well, I've been going through the mold collection and I discovered one that is a bit of a mystery. Uh, the mold is not signed. The waxes don't come out with a signature. All I have is the name on the mold that was written by someone else some other time.
I was like, that's
That's
not.
called the Ladderback ring. And I vaguely remember the name of the bell. I don't remember who I did this for.
It's not a bell, it's a ring, though, right?
Yes, of course. I work so much with bells. But I also have done a number of rings. And this is pretty old, judging by the rubber and the way it was cut. So I'm guesstimating that it was in the 70s sometime.
So sometime in your Sedona era.
Yeah, or maybe even a little earlier. And it's called the Ladderback ring because, of course, it has a shank that is very much like a ladder. I'm not sure whether it had stones. I assume from the top part it's a lily, and that probably there are some places where I was anticipating adding some stones.
And this was a misfill, right? So originally these two parts connected.
Yes. Yeah, this is a quickly injected wax, so it's not quite complete.
Okay, and so you start at the top.
I always start at the opening end of the solid block of rubber that the mold begins as. And in this case, it had not a very good sprue former, so it doesn't have a very secure socket to adjust to hold against the wax injector. But I did manage to get this ring out. It's just recording an archive bit of an old piece of
history. And it's still quite detailed.
Well, that was always my my forte. To try to do as much bits of craziness to become beautiful.
All right, let's talk more about how you cut the inside.
Well, again, as I said, we always start from the only opening inside the completely vulcanized piece of rubber that becomes the mold, and working down from that opening.
You've got keys.
Following the sprue and using these keys. These are pretty shallow keys. This is early on in my process. I was not making them quite as tightly secure as I do later. This is a lot smoother than I've seen later in your mold cutting career. Yes. But you can see that then as I get down into the shank, I have to cut each of those openings.
Each one has to be individually cut so that this wax can emerge fully formed. And there is a little bit of flashing on this guy, so...
Yeah, because of this mold shape, it doesn't articulate tightly enough that it can use a lot of pressure on the wax injection. So it has to be held pretty tightly, and you may still get a little flash from it.
Let's open that mold back up and talk about the part at the top around, I think it looks like an iris, not a lily, but it's up to debate.
Yeah.
So if I flex this, you can see how it sort of opens up to release that shape. Oh, careful. Yep. And same on this side too, on the other side. Cool. So when you're cutting this apart and you're cutting these little tiny
little openings between
do you just do them one at a time? So
usually,
you sort of pull the mold out?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing your knowledge with us.
Sure.